I'm balancing this on a box. I don't know if this is a good idea. So today I'm going to show you how I made a pretty solid music video using my phone. Because I've spent the last month and a bit editing and mixing and recording this track, I didn't just want to release the single. I want to have a good send-off for this single. So why not shoot a music video? But the challenge is we can only use our cell phones. I've always been hesitant about using my cell phone for doing professional kind of shooting, but I have to say, since I've had the iPhone X, that has changed. I've actually been using my iPhone X for a lot more professional stuff. My issue has always been the low light thing. There's always been noise added, and I've always been disappointed with low light shooting with it. But the iPhone X is surprisingly decent. I just picked up an Osmo 2 by DJI. I also just picked up this. This is an anamorphic lens made by Moondog Labs. So if you don't know what an anamorphic lens is, basically it was a lens designed to take wider shots and fit them on a 35mm. Basically, it compresses the image, and then you decompress the image afterwards, and you get a much wider, higher resolution shot. You also get cool lens flares. So if you're a fan of J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg, and yeah. Okay, so the app that I'm using to do this video is Filmic Pro. It lets me control it more like a manual camera. I can control things like ISO, which is important when you're shooting in low light. In this video's case, I set the ISO as low as I possibly can go. There's also a histogram that I could use, which is really helpful. Make sure you're recording at 24 frames a second. You can set that up in the menus. On top of that, you can set your hardwares to the anamorphic lens. It's built into Filmic Pro, as well as the Osmo 2. So anyways, this is the setup. We spent 2 days shooting. And when I say 2 days, we really spent about 4 hours shooting. The first day we found a forest. I don't have an ND filter, so I want to do somewhere with some low light, nothing too blown out. So we found a forest. We came up with this story of Jordan being chased by these guys in masks, and we just kind of ran around the forest and got as much B-roll as we can for that. The next day we went to Zach's factory and shot the main performance scene. Now we only had about an hour and a half between shift change, so we set up as quickly as we could. We shot as much as we could in that time, and then we got out of there. And for the most part, I think I got everything we need. So anyways, here's the music video. I hope you enjoy it. This is the song called Lost Days.
not a good thing I can say that happened to me yesterday. There's only one thing left to say. This is right, I must be wrong. I've seen the dark, I've heard your song. There is not a good thing I can say. Don't care about anyone. I made my choice, I'm moving on. In the end, I'm better off alone. There is not a good thing I can say. Don't care about anyone. Don't care about
So the moral of this series is just to say you don't need to have a huge budget to get out there and make great content. Use what you have right now. A couple pointers when you're recording a video like this: shoot 24 frames a second, or if you're gonna do slow-mo always looks great with a stabilizer. You know, shoot 120, 60, and then slow it down in post-production to 24 frames a second. It just makes it look money. The other thing too is when you're using an anamorphic lens with an Osmo, just be aware that sometimes the motor or the weight of the Osmo will end up in frame. So you just have to be aware of where your Osmo is when you're shooting, just because it sucks when you're in post-production and you see there's a bunch of great shots that are ruined because, you know, you weren't aware of that. So a special shout out to Illicit. Thank you so much for being my guinea pigs this summer. Lost Days has turned out to be a great track. We had a great time shooting the video, and I wish you guys all the best. The other shout out I want to give to is Mark at Fairtone Studios. Initially I was going to do a step-by-step of recording from the Airbnb, my mixing, my editing, all that stuff, but Mark has done such a great job filling that in. He did his track in a shed, so check out the link below. You can see him recording guitars, mixing, editing, all that stuff. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Leave comments below. If there's anything that I missed or anything that you would like me to talk about, please let me know, and I will see you guys later.